Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Monday Talk. It happens to be Monday, and I happen to drink coffee, so I'm here to drop in because I'd like to share a few stories with you, catch up with you. I'm just waiting until a few people drop in, and then we can start this whole coffee talk. Okay. Every day I think there's an opportunity to reach out to others and encourage people. So I got my guitar ready too. So a lot of people ask me questions and about life, about my life or other people's lives. I would like to share a few questions people ask me. For example, what's your background, Alex? What's up? What's your story? How come you're not famous? Or were you ever famous? Is it important to you? What's the difference? What's the difference to you? Well, I would like to tell a little of my background. I started as a street busker. I started singing music on the street, and what happens is my brother introduced me to a street performer who was his buddy, who was a professional boxer, like my brother. My brother passed away, but a long time ago he introduced me to this man. Dirk Schaefer is his name. He still performs in Germany, and I still had braces. I, was just a skinny kid who, had a dream to do music. That's really all I ever loved. And hello. I'm gonna say hi to a few people. And if you guys want to chat me up, you can be with me on the program. But the story is this: I started performing. I fell in love with performing in the street. And what happened is, I decided to travel the world. I still didn't know where, but I went to night school, and one of the teachers introduced me to a American football coach, and that was the beginning for me, having a certain direction. So I end up playing music, saving up money. It would be 20 minus degree in order for me to get, any money. I would have to perform for long hours every day of the week. And after 1 year, I made some money and start, hopping on a plane and traveling. And this is the way how I was able to afford my trips. Now, in the beginning, it was difficult, and I had to go into a youth hostel wherever I wanted to go, Australia or, other parts of the world. But after some time, I got to know people, and you'd be surprised how many people you meet through, performing, through singing. Because it's a certain language that reaches out to, it's a certain language. It's very universal, and people are just opening up when you play music, when you perform. So, but eventually, during my travels, I met someone. A very, very close brother, David Paul. He just passed away, or I would say passed on. And I met him through my brother Peter Paul, brother from another mother. And we started doing music projects, starting to record music. David was a photographer at that time. He didn't do acting work anymore, but he was into photography, paintings, music, etc. And he was shooting a lot of famous people, a lot of famous athletes, bodybuilders. And he always took me along and decided to, take pictures with me. So if there was a famous bodybuilder or a model and he was shooting someone right at the same location, I would go right after, go on, and do those professional pictures. It was a very, very beautiful exchange. I did music for him, he did photos for me, etc., etc. Eventually, you know, he had ideas to do photos together with those athletes. Now, I was never really a professional bodybuilder, you know, but I always had a very fit body. So he had an idea. He would do like, there was one time there was a big article, okay, and the title of the article was growth hormones versus speed. Okay, so on the left side you saw a big bodybuilder, and on the right hand side me, ready to sprint, kind of like this. And a lot of people, you know, were very surprised seeing me in a muscle magazine. That because of David Paul, and he was very creative. Another time he would pick a Brazilian supermodel or fitness model or a Russian model, and he would ask me to put on a cigarette in my mouth and just pretend to be a stalker, follow around, etc. Right? So really cool. Or play the guitar in the background while he would have a superhero, a bodybuilding superhero right next to me. And so thanks to David, a lot of those photos were published, and you know, I'm grateful for that opportunity, for the experience, because it was always, you know, very natural. And I never tried to be a model. I would consider myself like a character model, so having a certain character, playing characters, you know, like an actor. And one thing led to another, and then I would do my first art film with David, and we would do music along with the films using soundtracks. And again, you know, I got a lot of exposure because of that. And then eventually doing films, very simple roles like not stand-up, but working in the background, you know, again, staying in character. Yeah, a lot of things happened because I was always very open-minded and not rejecting opportunities. Because of David, eventually I met my first manager, Dick Scott. He passed away already, but he was managing the New Kids on the Block and many other artists. He knew a lot of people from Motown, and he was really motivated working with me. He just wanted to keep working with me. So for those who are discouraged, or for those who are having a really hard time, I'm sharing this story with you because anything can happen, you know. Now, over 20 years ago, I did not speak any English. I remain my accent. You can hear that I'm not American, but I literally couldn't speak a word. And it was very difficult to have a head start. I mean, to really go anywhere without understanding the language or the culture, no matter which country I was in. Even opportunities in a recording studio, it was challenging for me, not because of the music, but the language, pronunciating words, you know. And it's a lot easier for me singing than speaking, you know. So I hardly have any, you know, accent when I sing in English, which is interesting, you know. So hi to everybody. I have Gay here, Gay Bailey, and John. Hello everybody. So I'm blessed, I'm grateful to share this with you. If you know anybody who's going through a hard time, you know, you can share the story, or you can share your own story, words of encouragement, because none of us are self-made, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys or for other people in my life who have been such a big support, you know. So no matter how challenging it gets, never give up. The power lies in here. Yeah? And if you believe in your dreams, it will happen eventually. Now, It takes a lot of focus, it takes a lot of work, it takes patience. Now there are some people that are tremendously talented and they work very hard, but some of them hadn't made it to superstardom or super fame. Yeah, not everybody is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. But you know what? There's really, what's the difference between a famous person and somebody simple? Really, the difference is that everyone knows, a certain person because of the label. People get labeled, and some of them more good than others. But the main thing is if you love what you're doing, and naturally you'll be good at it. Yeah. So I've done music for many, many years, and the result has been tremendously positive. Yeah. Just performing in the street alone opened up so many avenues for me. There were other people I remember in the past, they were very negative and say, man, aren't you ashamed to be on the street, singing for quarters or something like that? Well, I never was, If people made fun of me, I remember some of them throwing like dimes and nickels, throwing it like this and say, oh, you'll never make it. And I'll be like, well, that's one dime more closer to my dream come true. So every nickel counted to me. And you know what? Eventually people seen, how hard I've worked. And sometimes, like I said, it was 20 minus degrees in Germany. And I remember when I went to a bratwurst stand, like hot dogs, German hot dogs, people sometimes just donated food for me or let me into the movie theater for free. So I could heat up, warm up. I was freezing. And, it was challenging. And during that time, I wasn't amused, and I wasn't necessarily inspired, each moment, because you have your days where you have a tendency to complain, and it's natural, So I continued, nevertheless, and a lot of wonderful things happened because of staying open-minded, never giving up, and not staying inside of a box. I never had the tunnel vision. I was always very, very creative, whether it was painting, whether it was playing music, whether it was competing. Some people wonder, why do you compete? I did running competitions, boxing competitions, martial art competitions, and not everyone was understanding what I'm trying to achieve. What was I trying to accomplish, really? And it was never really about I'm trying to accomplish anything. It was simply about being inspired, staying encouraged, growing. Whenever there was a uncomfortable moment, whenever it was outside my comfort zone, that's when the challenge began, and that's when I grew and matured spiritually. And that naturally led to other great opportunities. So, before I stop, I'm gonna have some music, okay? I'm looking in the mirror. There's you, man. When I look at you and you see the reflection of my own self. Been already 6 feet under, possibly already died. Seen so much darkness, so much light. I don't care what you say, what you do, I just care what the only true. I'm feeling joy, I'm feeling joy, I'm feeling joy. around the corner. Just be real. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. I just care about the only truth. I'm feeling joy. I'm feeling joy. I'm feeling joy. I'm feeling joy. Yeah. So that was one of the songs I wrote, and it kind of explains the story, you know. It's about being real, you know, not faking your joy or your success, whatever. Just be real, you know. If somebody tells you, hey man, this sucks, or hey man, I don't like you, hey, you know what? Everyone has a freedom of opinion, okay? And everyone has their own challenges, their own cross to carry. So I hope this message helped you, you know. For those who missed what I was talking about, you can watch the replay. As I want to mention, earlier I was talking about a little bit about my background story, how it all started, you know, because people ask me, I mean, what you up to, what are you doing, or what do you want to do, you know. And there's a tale of stories, you know, that led me from one place to another, you know. Today the most important thing for me is to share my story, to help other people, encourage people. And as I have more people coming on, why not singing another song, right? No woman will cry. No woman will cry. No short miles. No short miles. Oh, Sandra, when I said I remember when we used to sit in the government yard, the trench down. I'm observing the hypocrites around town. Good people we meet, good people we have around the world, sharing a good meal of purpose. That's why I say yes. Woo! No woman will cry. No woman will cry. No, yeah. No short miles. No short miles. When I sit and remember when we used to sit in the government yard, the trench down. I'm upside down hypocrites around the world. To by myself, to by myself. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Ooh, yeah. No woman cry. No, a woman no cry. No, a woman no cry. No, a woman no cry. Yes, everybody. Boa noite, tudo beleza? Saúde? Um grande abraço para você, para todos os amigos, amigas. Um grande axé. Lots of hugs to everybody, my friends. I believe in love, and love is the most important thing. And that's why I'm here and sharing my story. Here's a song that I wrote a long time ago. It's kind of like a remix. It has one part that's known from a very, very famous song. And I named the song Have a Little Faith. Life is easy to give up, and life is easy to just stop. But if you believe in your dreams, life isn't always as bad as it seems. Have a little faith. Have a little faith. Have a little faith. Have a little faith. And life is easy to look down. Life is easy, run around. But if you believe in the magic of your dreams, you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's real. Have a little faith. Have a little faith. Have a little faith. Yes, everybody. Hello to Renee and hello to everybody on Facebook. I call it the Happy Monday Talk or Coffee Talk. Earlier I was talking about a little bit of my background story, how it all started, how I became a musician, how I became an athlete, how I have been in magazines, you know, doing professional photo shoots, etc., films eventually, and here I am today, and I'm just glad that I can connect with you guys, sing some music, share some love. Here's another song I wrote. I close my eyes, I'll feel you by my side, even you are far away. I can feel anywhere. with your soul. Yeah, this was a song I wrote, a very recent song, okay? And it talks about connection, it talks about love. Now, very important is that whenever you're going through a challenge, know that you're not alone in the boat, okay? Everyone is going through something. And we'll all lose somebody, we'll all gain someone. Everyone is going through a different set of emotions. But, you know, it's not about just reaching a goal and reaching a dream. The journey in itself is the dream, you know, because you're inspired. You want to reach to the place that you desire. And what happens during that period when you want to reach that desire? You have experience. You gain experience. So I'm sure some of you can remember, for those who are married, probably remember how it was when you didn't have anybody, okay? And there were times where you're like, oh man, kind of like maybe desperate, sad, whichever. But then eventually, unexpected, you met someone when least expected. And that's the same thing for your career, your work. If you don't reach to the point that you're super famous, I'm not super famous. Not everybody knows who I am. But every day of my life, I'm doing what I love doing. I'm enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying being here. So it's all about the experience, brothers and sisters. Now we're going to go for one more song, okay, before I call it a night. A blessed Monday to everyone. And here is a happy song in Portuguese. Se pudesse voltar no tempo só pra ver Baiana tocando somente camarada, cantando lá na igreja, oh sim sim, como vai você que estava aqui? Saudade de você. Saudade de você, linda brasileira, que quero ver. Saudade de você, saudade de você. Era domingo, dia de alegria, Cangola, Santa Maria. Eu fosse que começou animado, com muitas alunas também convidado. Saudade de você, saudade de você, linda baiana, quero ver. Oh, saudade de você, saudade de você também. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Well, everybody, that was my little live feed for tonight. God bless you guys. Okay, graças a Deus por maravilhoso dia. Abraços para você. Da volta ao mundo. Okay, grande achei. Gute Nacht, meine Freunde, Familie, ihr Lieben. Thank you guys. Aloha. Until next time, remember, you get the power in here to make your dreams come true.